So today I have the honor of pouring it up with one of the most influential, sensational, viral directors I've seen in my entire generation. Trust me. Please give a warm welcome to Alvin Gray.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming. Yeah, I got a lot to get into, but I'm going to start easy.
Please.
So let's start with your background. Like, tell everybody who's not familiar with you.
Yeah, so my name's Alvin Gray. I'm from Baltimore, Maryland. I am a film producer director from the area. Majority of my films are done in Baltimore, Maryland. I do have a feature film that I shot in Nevada a couple years back called Senior Cut Days. That's on Tubi, but that's not one that I talk about too much. More so because I like to focus the eyes onto my hometown in Baltimore. But my background in film goes way, way back, further than I care to talk about, unless you want to know about that.
We
But
want to know about everything. We
no,
want to know about
well,
everything. Come on.
I have a background in film. As far as back as like the Step Up movies and The Wire, just being an extra or the actor on those shows and movies. I used to do radio.
Okay.
That's a crazy story in itself, but I used to be a board operator for like the Howard Stern show, Tom Likas and things like that. Decided I didn't like radio too much, so then I started to get into television, cable television, and I didn't like that too much either. I just got tired of
Yeah.
all of it. So I was like, let me just open up my own movie production company, and from there, history in the making.
So how has it been since you opened up your own company?
Things have changed over the last decade and a half, and as far as filmmaking is concerned. To skip all the boring stuff, technology for the most part has made things be able to, for creators to create easier.
Yeah.
I shot one movie maybe 15 years ago. I can't believe I'm saying that out loud. 15 years ago, I shot a movie in the woods. We had generators and cords and loud noises to try to get rid of from the generator box.
Yeah.
I shot that same movie again 2 years ago, and it's quiet because we're using powerless.
What's the name of the movie?
Senior Cut Days, the one I shot in
The same
Nevada.
one? Okay.
Yeah, so I shot this like probably 15, 16 years back in Baltimore, actually. Not in Nevada, I shot it in Baltimore. And just the challenges of shooting in the woods at nighttime, dealing with like the loud noises of generators and things like that, and now be able to light the night with just batteries and LED lights as opposed to the bigger production lights and things.
So I want to move into your time at The Wire or on The Wire.
So I wasn't like a main character or anything like that on The Wire. My main interest of being on The Wire, well, originally, let me go back. Originally, the reason why I wanted to be on The Wire is to be an actor, of course,
Okay.
right? But I found myself always fighting to be in the front of being the background, so I was never a person with lines. I was always the person in the background walking past. Like, you can go through The Wire probably like 10 times. Like, that's Alvin right there. That's Alvin right there. I found myself always fighting to be in the background. I'm like, why am I trying to fight to be just a background person, be in the front of the background? I don't want to do this anymore. So I started going on the set to learn how they were actually doing it so I can do it myself. So my school wasn't necessarily going to a university of film or anything like that. It was just going on the real sets and to figure out how they do it.
So you learn by experience.
100%.
I think most people learn by experience,
Yeah,
right?
that's the best way.
Because you go to school, they can teach you some technical stuff, but you still have to go like put your
You gotta get
boots
your
on
feet
the
wet.
Right.
Got to.
Right.
It's impossible to be able to learn so much at school because school will always be on school grounds as opposed to being on these different sets all over the place. You'll pick up different stuff from different places because everyone's different on these different sets, and I found that out. So being on The Wire just showed me how to assign roles and what's important, what's not important, things that are normal, things that aren't normal. So I just took the basics of things and got my own friends together and said, yo, we about to shoot this movie. And from there, we shot a movie.
Okay.
And kept going and going and going, and then I stopped and picked back up.
And it's like so cool because The Wire is an iconic show, right? But you had an iconic figure on there who is now passed away.
Oh yeah.
Mike, I think his name Mike.
Yeah,
Mike?
yeah.
Yep. So you got to be on there and get some good experiences from a lot of good actors and
Most definitely.
people from Baltimore.
Yeah.
I want to ask this though. Is Baltimore really like that?
No.
So McNulty is not.
No.
A,
I'm not going to say no all the way. So and that's why I continue to shoot my stuff in Baltimore, right?
Okay.
And I'm gonna try to bring it back around to what you said, but just so you know, a lot of the films that I've been going viral for took place in other cities, other states. I
Right.
want to make it true to Baltimore so people can see other things besides The Wire. Everywhere I go across the world, I ain't been across the world. Everywhere I've been across the country, it's like, oh, Baltimore, The Wire. That's
Yeah.
everywhere. And I'm like, no, it's not just that. So, and they try to do it again with the new one, We Run the City. They just keep giving us the same image for Baltimore. So my job, I felt like as an indie filmmaker, is to be able to tell other stories in Baltimore so people can say, oh, it's not just as gritty as it seems on HBO television, which that's my own little personal beef I have with HBO television.
Yeah.
Because they're making our city look like something that it's not. You see shows like New York Undercover, but then you see movies like I Love New York. You see they both take place in New York City, but different aspects. But HBO, for whatever reason, wants to come to Baltimore and just glorify and highlight the dark pits of Baltimore. And
I mean, but that's Hollywood in general. I mean,
kinda.
I'm from DC, and every time I go somewhere, like if you don't know DC, they like, you from DC? Are you from Southeast?
Yeah, that too. But you also, yeah. But in all fairness, in my opinion, they do both sides though. They show that, but then they also show a lot of White House and political and government stuff also.
Well, yeah. So a lot of people will think
One of the
DC
two.
is just oh yeah, you got all the the museums and all. I'm like, no, it's
There's some
people
other
that
stuff.
okay.
But they don't do that for Baltimore. Well, a lot of the bigger production companies, when they come to Baltimore, they just want to take over and benefit off of just the urban community.
Yeah.
And like we're some type of freak show and then glorify it across the world, and that's what we're known for.
Yeah.
So as me as a filmmaker, when I go on camera, I don't do that. I show Baltimore as a whole, not Baltimore as a whole. Like I show everything.
I like that.
So.
Baltimore as a whole, not Baltimore as a whole. I'm gonna put that in the title.
That's that Buffalo Terrace I'm drinking right now. They can be sick.
I told you I'm a creative. I pay attention to what people say, little lines, anything. I'll pick it up and put it right down. So yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So let's move into where you are now, like as far as like your virality. Like you have been going viral with the most sensational.
It's weird, right?
and the crazy thing is, when I kept seeing it, I was like, I know him. And I'm like, wait, yes, I know him. And then we did the movie stuff together.
Yeah, Flood, yeah.
Yeah, and then I saw it again. I said, yeah, I know who this is. Okay.
Yeah.
It was everywhere. So tell the audience like how that was for you, what's gone viral, the good, the bad, ups and downs.
So, I mean, it started off with the movie The Nurse That Saw the Baby on the Highway, which is a parody dealing with certain people. If you Google, hey, who was the nurse that saw the baby on the highway, you might see some articles on who it really was, whatever. But it started off with that movie. It's just, so I was making movies before this movie, and I kept missing like my marks. There wasn't enough, and all my movies were on Tubi, but they weren't doing the best. I'm like, what's going on? They're like, well, Alvin, it's not enough fucking in there. You need more nudity. You need more sex. You need more cursing. You need more drama. You need crazy titles. You need crazy posters. So as I watched on TikTok, everyone talk about this random nurse student that got snatched up on the highway, I started picturing stuff in my head like, yo, this is a Tubi movie for real. Let me see if I can make fun of Tubi in the parody of this situation once I found out the whole story. And that's what I did. I was like, okay, what they say, we need sex, we need comedy, we need dumb titles, we need stupid posters. I asked my wife, like, hey, what you doing? Because she's a nurse practitioner. So I'm just like, you know about nursing, right? Perfect. She's never acted a day in her life. I'm like, you need to be in this movie as my lead actress. We got to have sex in it real quick. We got to do some crazy stuff.
That'll take all the drama out right there.
Right.
Your wife doing it. Okay.
She was like, you know what? That's all you had to say. She took her clothes off and we shot the movie and, put it out. And then when we put the movie out, I was doing another interview just like this. My phone was on airplane mode. I stepped out the studio, put my phone off airplane mode. My phone was going crazy. I thought somebody had died or something. I never seen my phone go crazy like this. Check shade room, check this, check that. I'm looking, and the movie got picked up on Amazon, but then started going crazy on these different blog sites.
Yeah.
And from that point, from that one, it just went on from there, and
it was going crazy.
It went crazy. It went really crazy. So that movie went viral. So with this whole thing, I'm like, I want to do another one. You know, like
Yeah.
I want to do another one now because I was just excited about it. So we ended up doing the rapper who got shot in the hill. And when we did the rapper who got shot in the hill, it was the same type of energy. You know, I was like, okay, we need sex, violence, crazy poster, you know, just a Tubi movie type of feel, the cliche meaning of what Tubi movies were. So I put it out and everyone started going crazy over the poster.
Yeah.
Tubi then comes on X and it was like, we would never pick up a movie like this. We have nothing to do with this movie. February 31st is when we'll pick this movie up.
Oh, wow.
Did a whole thing.
When wasn't it on?
No, not yet. No.
Okay, not yet. Okay.
So they publicly tried to shame the movie, but that just made the movie go crazy.
Of who it's,
Because it wasn't. They were scared.
Yeah.
It was, whatever. They were scared because Tubi's owned by a bigger corporation. They didn't want to smoke. This is around the holiday time. Everyone's on beaches. Like, it's Christmas time. Why are we going through these issues?
Right.
So they basically made a public announcement saying that they didn't want nothing to do with it, which made the movie get even bigger.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
that movie happened. We put it out. Got some good feedback from that. Then they ended up taking the movie anyway.
Yeah, I saw that they took it
anyway.
down because I was watching it on the Shade Room. You know, they were talking about it on the Shade Room, and then one of my favorite bloggers that I like to watch on YouTube, Milagro Grams, she actually followed, you know, the story of what that movie is around. So, you know, she was very interested in it, and she was going piece by piece. They even they had a little story time, like she does it where, you know, she gets with her fans and they watch movies together. Yeah. And because she had followed that case, she was like, we about to watch it. She was like, does anybody of my listeners know who I was like, me.
That's funny.
You know, I'm from DMV.
Yeah. Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah, it blew up.
Yeah, that one did. So they both blew up, whatever. They did really well.
Yeah.
And then from there, I was like, let me go ahead and keep going. I was like, let me do a 3-part trilogy. I'm gonna do one more and that's it. So then I did The Actor Who Got Chased Across the City. Right, which if you want to know who the actor who got chased across the city was, or not across, the actor who got chased around the city, I made that movie, and you know, he's getting chased around by this white lady around the city, and it's a whole thing. So we shot that, and as soon as I'm about to put that out, everyone kept tagging me in something else about some lady that was fussing on TikTok about being married or something. But I'm not doing this. I'm not. Again, my wife had a heavy influence in my whole career. Was like, Alvin, you might want to look into this. This is getting bigger than what you know. I'm like, I'm not doing it. So I watch it. I'm like, no, I'm not doing it. Then like 20 other people, I'm starting to get known for making these kind of films. They're like, yo, you should do this. You should do this.
Yeah.
So I sat and I listened to a few things. I'm like, you know what? I can create something around this story. Yeah. And I was like, let me put the actor who got chased around the city. Let me put that on hold. Let me go shoot this movie real quick. We shot it in 4 days. I edited it in 2, put it out on the 5th day, on the 6th or 7th day. We put it out, did a premiere, and it did really well on YouTube actually. Yeah,
I mean, because you got to think you put it out around the time it was still viral, right? She's going on press runs and things like that. Yeah. So now you getting in the algorithm.
Yeah.
And the thing I like about you the most, right, it's not only that you're a director, you're actually a creative person, and you create and you know how to do content. Like a lot of people don't know how to do content. Like it kills me. Yeah, right. I
agree.
So you can be as talented as you want to, but in our age, like you gotta have the content. So to do that, you know, to take that form of art and then put it into, you know, the short stuff that they like nowadays, you know, because everybody is narcoleptic at this point.
Right.
So, you know, to have that, like,
I think it worked.
Yeah, it's dope. I love it.
It was, you know, you gotta be at a certain range. I took a lot of my stuff from my knowledge from the past and brought it to the modern day times and blended it together in order to be able to pull this off. You know, so I appreciate the knowledge from the past and the technology for today to be able to pull these things off. And again, it's doing better than what I thought it would do, you know, on YouTube. You know, and again, I put it on YouTube because my distributor was like, Alvin, we need 35 to 60 days to put this out. I'm like, no, I need it out today. I shot this last week. I need this out now. And they're like, well, we need some time. Okay, forget your time. We're going to put it up on YouTube and do a movie premiere. We did a virtual premiere and it's great, you know, great outcome.
Yeah, and that's why a lot of people don't like dealing with, the big corporations a lot of the times.
Yeah.
Because I get it, they have budgets, they have time constraints and things like that, but it kind of takes away sometimes the authenticity
It does.
of it.
And they need to fold.
Yeah.
I think really soon they're gonna have, if nothing else, I hope with what I'm doing, it shows people in Hollywood, the executives, either you're gonna fold or we're gonna push you out the way. But it's happening.
Yeah, well,
You know what I mean?
and it's funny, right? Because I don't do, your lane of directing and acting and things like that, but it's in all facets of entertainment, right? So I'm into music, right? So the record labels are folding, right? The streaming platforms, like everybody's really about to start doing, consumer based, like just go straight to the consumer,
You should.
direct to the consumer,
Yeah.
So I can only imagine how it is on the film side.
Yeah.
And I know a lot of people, make fun of Tubi movies and things like that. But I like Tubi not only because some of those movies are just hilarious.
Right.
But like, child, it was one, the bullet just missed it. My man was just like,
That's the
I
Super
said,
Bowl.
hold up.
That's it.
But I love it. Like I love any platform that allows people to just create.
Yeah.
Whether they get it wrong or right? Because you can always go back and look at something and say, okay, I could have did this better, right? Even in my space, I'm getting into podcasting because I just talk.
Right,
So
right.
I'm like, I might as well make some money.
Yeah. Well,
But at the end of the day, I go back and look at stuff like, okay, I could do this better. I could do this better, right? But when you're allowed to just create, you can do those things. And I think sometimes just corporate America, no matter what it is,
Right.
it
They don't
messes
care.
it up. Right.
Yeah. Because they're
Right.
too formal, and it's not a formal time anymore.
Right.
We're running in a new time on an old watch. I always say that. You know what I mean? They need to get with this new time.
Yeah.
Because, well, again, technology is here. We don't need them. At this point, it's kind of like, do you want to ride with us or not?
Right.
On any scale of anything, whether it's art, as far as music or film or paintings or whatever the case may be, we have opportunity now to create our own platforms and to be able to have our own audience follow us. We don't need the middleman. So if you're gonna be a middleman, be a good middleman. Don't try to like keep me in my place under. No, you're the middleman. Like,
and that's why people are going direct to consumer. You might as well just cut them out at this point because they and then you're giving people, license to your stuff.
That's crazy.
And at this point, you can start building your own apps. Where people can go directly to you and pay you a subscription. Like, hey, I want to watch your stuff all the time.
Yeah.
Boom, go to this app, pay me, $2.99.
Yeah, that's it.
Like what? Like
Get a
we
bunch
have
of
the
those.
technology. Why do we need to? And I think sometimes it might also to be that we're so used to other people doing the work for us.
That's what it is.
We don't want to put the money into it. We don't want to invest.
You gotta invest in yourself.
Yeah.
You have to, because if not, someone else will invest in you, and they're gonna get all the profit.
And they're gonna get all of it, and you wonder why you're sitting in that 360 deal. It's crazy.
I know.
It's crazy. So I want to say, being from Baltimore and being, the type of director that you are, what would you say your next steps are? Are you trying to, get into, the Hollywood space? Maybe not, corporate per se, but maybe the Hollywood space of making, different types of movies. And
Yeah, I mean, so 10 years ago, if you would have asked me that, I would have been like, I want to direct X-Men 5, or I want to do something bigger.
Right.
I don't know if it's because realism and life have gotten in the way where I'm like, you know what, I'm good right here, or if I'm really genuinely good right here. But either way, I'm good right here. When I say that, meaning like, I don't aspire to be like, oh, I got a big, huge set with all these different cameras and all these different people and all this. I don't aspire to do that anymore. As long as I'm able to sail my own ship, and create what I want to create without having to ask for permission, I'm good. And I mean that, like, even because, you got some of these bigger movies out here. Let's say they want, hey, Alvin, we want you to shoot direct Black Panther 5 or 4, right? Cool, I'm on it. I got all these ideas. The EPs, executive producers, the guys with the money can come and say, scratch all your ideas. We want you to do these different things. And this is what you got to, I don't have any control.
Yeah.
I'm happy where I am as far as having creative control 100%. being able to wake up tomorrow morning or Monday morning, I'm blessed enough to be able to say, hey, I want to make a movie about this, and I'm able to do it. I'm able to put it out Thursday, and no one can tell me no. I'm happy with that. So what do I want to do? I want to continue to do what I'm doing now, but on a bigger scale. When I say bigger scale, creating more, being able to hire people to work for my company and say, listen, we're going to create 5 movies a month. That means 1 movie a week. Oh, we can't do that? Yes, we can, because we have the crew to do it now. And I'm paying you to do it.
And you know what? I think you might be onto something, because, as a music artist, right? I have, long content as music videos, but I'm starting to notice that I could do a lot more with short videos and shorter, content. You might be onto something with what you're doing with movies, to where, because people like to binge watch as it is, but I don't really see nobody, and mind you, you've always had, there's always been short films, but the space that we're in, the shorter, the better, to the point. Like, your titles are to the point.
Right.
Like, when I heard the rapper that got shot in here, I'm like, yes.
Right.
Yes, I know what this is. I know what it is. I know what it is.
Right.
Okay, let's get it.
Yeah.
So, I think you might be on to something with that, because I don't see anybody doing that. And I pay attention to everything, even if I don't do it. If it's entertainment, I pay attention to it.
Yeah, keeping it simple.
Yeah,
Keep it short and simple.
you're definitely onto something. Okay, so we're gonna go into a round I like to call Splash, and I'm just gonna ask you some maybe funny, maybe ridiculous, however you want to call it.
Okay.
But I call it Splash, and we'll just take a shot.
Oh yeah.
You can either
Let's
answer
splash.
it or take the shot, or you can not answer it and still take the shot.
Yeah, I'm gonna splash all the way through this one. Call this section the swim section, because I'm about to splash. Like every time we go.
All right, I'll just ask some questions. All right, cool.
Yeah. You don't even gotta give me a reason to shoot.
So
it.
we gonna here's a splash.
Now you pour me a half a shot.
Oh no, because we're gonna keep going.
One shot.
We gonna keep. You know what? Here we go. See,
If you don't bring a bottle over here,
I got a couple of them back here. Y'all better start giving me some sponsorships.
we gonna need something, because you can splashing with one shot.
You see everybody.
Right. We need just one person,
I got to turn them around.
so we can just like splash through one bottle instead of one.
No, we're gonna do this one too.
Okay.
Well, maybe you might, because
I'm ready to do it more.
I still gotta do it in the podcast.
Yeah. We go, but that time it's gonna call Splish Splash. You're gonna be all over the place by the second podcast.
All right. So this first one. Why do people from Baltimore say "to" and "do"?
Man, that's good. Why do people from Baltimore say "to" and "do"? I feel like I don't have there's no sophisticated answer for that. We say it because that's what Baltimore City Public Schools taught us.
Okay, yeah.
No.
I've never got anybody I talk to, they be like, yeah, because when you're going to do what you got to do, they don't be around here with you. And I'm like, why do they draw that out?
I don't even hear it. To, do. See, I feel like I'm not saying it right. I don't know. Hold up. What you gotta do is to you.
No, but you know what?
I feel like I'm making fun of it.
When you see this bat, you said it the whole time. I swear, I was listening.
I don't have a Baltimore accent.
You don't have.
You don't think I got a Baltimore accent? I don't think I have one.
You got one, but you know what? It's on certain words.
Oh, I've been trying to mask it all my life, and it's still there.
Yeah, look. Every time I tell people I'm from DC, they go, "You're from DC?" I'm like, "Yes." They're like, "You don't sound like." I'm like,
yeah, you don't. I don't hear
what
it.
What does DC people sound like?
Y'all got that? I don't know. DC vernacular. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So the second one. Let's go here. So, what do you think in the last? Because Baltimore has been through a couple of things. You had the riots, all that type of stuff. So, in the last couple of years, what's your thoughts on the politicians? Do you think they could be better?
I need a real one for this one. Now, I'm trying to do right with these politicians and stuff, right? 3 years ago, I've been radical. Man, forget them. No. Yeah. But now I'm in more rooms lately. You know what I mean?
Okay. I know. I know. I ain't go.
I will say this. Because you know what? the mayor of Baltimore right now,
Mm-hmm.
giving everybody these plaques, everybody on Instagram holding their plaques up, smiling with his name signed on it. Why ain't get a plaque yet, yo?
And you should.
So let me.
With you going viral?
Right. Come on, I'm putting the city.
Come on,
actually
Scott, give him one.
I'm putting the city in a light
Yeah.
that no one else is doing on that kind of platform. And I'm
Yeah.
not, but so how do I feel? I think they could be a little bit better on what they're doing in the city, including who to give plaques to. Because I'm out here making the city look good so you can get more money and grants and able to keep the harbor place up and everything like that. I'm making the city beautiful. I'm keeping on the map for positive.
You're definitely, because it's very positive.
Yeah, I'm trying.
Like, it's very positive. Come on. Come on.
So come on. So but they could be better. Everyone can do better. You know what?
Right.
Let me put myself first before putting other people under the bus. Me as an artist and me as a filmmaker, I could do better.
Right.
I'll put myself under the bus first. I can do better. So do I think that the people in charge of the city could do better? Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And I say they should know they could do better also.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but again, that's just me because I didn't get my plaque. If I had a plaque, I'd probably be like, they're the best people of all time. You know?
I know that's right. Okay.
But that's how I feel. They could do better.
Okay. All right. So my it might not be my next one.
We have in DC has this issue also. People getting their cars stolen all over the place.
Oh, free car.
They giving us out. They giving us what are those things called? Carjacks. You know, they're like, oh, we have a solution for the problem.
Wait,
Come
the
down-
joint from back in the day?
Yes.
But probably before I was born.
Last month, they were giving out free carjacks to residents of Baltimore City in order to prevent cars from being stolen. That was the answer. So y'all figure out what y'all want to do with that part.
No, that's not.
Y'all got me turning to Cat Williams. Keep the drinks coming.
That's not gonna work. I think the youngest then found a way around that.
Right.
Okay.
Oh, sorry.
No, you good.
We really splitting the miniature.
Yeah, because I got a slow.
I hope they get this behind the scenes. Like
I got a slow bowl myself, because woohoo, girl. Okay, so I remember when it was a going back to politics. I remember when it was the campaign of I think it might have been for mayor, but there was a Republican running for Baltimore, and her name was Kim Klacik.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And she was gaining traction.
She definitely was.
Gaining traction. Do you think Baltimore people will vote for a Republican? There you go. And you can add them. Just go ahead and take the rest of it.
Do I? I mean, Baltimore need to get it together.
Yeah.
We are lost in titles. You
Okay.
know, in a sense, almost like name brands as a community. We get lost in brands.
Okay.
I think that Baltimore has been brainwashed to believe that one party is better than the other party just because we were told so, and it's a brand, right? So Democrats, Republicans, Independents, whatever. No one really talks about indies. So Democrats and Republicans, it's a brand, you know. And if you're from a certain community and you deal with a certain brand, you're not popular, and people in our culture want to be popular. We want to be what's what's in. I don't know if I said that right, but
It's all right.
we've been raised to believe that one side of the party is the appropriate side. Do I think that Baltimore will ever get out of that? I don't think so. It's unfortunate because we don't, and maybe this is all strategically done, the lack of education in the Baltimore City or Baltimore education funds aren't there. So we keep getting the same type of education. We're not really getting truly educated on what choices really do matter, what doesn't. We just go for what we're told. They do bare minimum, and then we're left with what we had. The same thing that I was learning in 5th grade is the same thing my children are learning now in 5th grade. The same choices, the same patterns and everything. So until the government of Baltimore or of Maryland, whatever, put more funding into education so we can make better educational choices, we'll always just fall back onto what we already know, which will get us to where we are right now, which isn't. You decide where we are right now.
Man, I love it. I love a person who can be, funny and creative, but the reason why I always throw these little, tidbits in there, because I always want people to understand that it always comes back to something, more important, more, a lot bigger than yourself.
Oh yeah.
And
definitely.
especially being, from the inner cities and things like that. Like I'm from DC, but I'm from Northwest, and
Okay.
it's more affluent, but at the same time, I wasn't remiss of seeing people that weren't,
Right.
as
I get
affluent,
that. Yeah, no
So yeah, I like to entertain, I like to talk, things like that, but I always want people to just think,
Yeah.
right? Try to think outside of the box. Try to do better than you did yesterday.
Yeah. No doubt. Most definitely.
And
It's important.
I love talking to people that I think are doing that. So, Alvin Gray, you're definitely one of them, and
Really?
you're gonna keep going up. You're viral. I can't wait to see the next one in the Shade Room, because I'm telling you, the way 2024 is going right now, I'm telling
It's a
you,
gold
you're gonna
mine.
have about 6 more movies this year. I'm telling you.
Can't keep doing this.
I'm telling you, and I'm telling you, I can't stop watching that. I be on my thing just telling people, the rapper with the hit. I'm telling you, you won't like this, right? I'm telling
Really?
you. Yes.
That's like my
I
least
tell people
favorite
that all the
one.
time.
That's weird.
Well, maybe because I'm invested.
I'm actually in it, and that's why I'm always watching myself like, ugh, I cringe. I can't watch the movie because
I love them. I love them all. I think you're doing magnificent. I want you to keep going, and I appreciate you for coming.
Thank you so much. I appreciate everything, all this, the questions, the miniatures.
But you can have everything else. Look, when we're done, you can run the gamut. Look, from the high end to the low end, to whatever's left in the back.
Well, you got me in trouble last time. I'm hoping it's like, no, Playboys wasn't the back.
Yeah, because I hit it. Because it was half. It was half.
Right.
So,
My better question is, how did he hear from around the corner? He opened up that damn bottle. Okay, I was like, oh shit, I'm sorry. Give me the bottle.
You're good. Everybody, Alvin Gray.